Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this video starts a new series where I'm going to be rereading all of the Twilight series, but with a little bit of a twist. So I've long been admiring all these beautifully annotated books on Pinterest, but I've always been too afraid to write in my own books. So I'm using Twilight to kind of get over that fear. It's the 20th anniversary, and I found a copy for 77 cents at my Goodwill, and I've already read them before, so I feel like this is a good low pressure way to experiment some. So by the end of this series, I hope I've not only gotten over my fear of writing in my books, but I've also found my own style and way of annotating that really works well for me. So let's go ahead and get started. Now for the fun part, the supplies. I'm using my old Kindle case since it doesn't fit in here anymore because of the pop socket, but it does fit my annotation stuff perfectly. Starting off with the 3 highlighters that I picked out for this, I'm trying to stick with colors that kind of fit the vibe or the cover of the book. This is the closest ones I really had. I'm using the red one for iconic lines, but I haven't decided what I'm going to use the other 2 for yet. And then here are all the pins I'm going to use for writing the margins and little doodles, and all the book tabs. And then in case I chicken out and don't want to highlight, I have little highlighting stickers as well, just in case. And of course, some bookmarks. So pretty quickly I figured out that highlighting, writing in the margins, and tabbing everything while I'm reading was just too much all at once. I couldn't really focus on the story. It was just too much. And so I decided that I would read for a bit, tab things, and then come back later to highlight and write in the book and everything, write in the margins and everything. However, I did end up chickening out and I only tabbed things and I only highlighted like the most iconic lines, and I didn't write in the book any. Hopefully, as the series goes on, I will get more comfortable with this and I'll highlight more things and also start writing the margins more. But for now, this is what I'm comfortable with. Also, another problem I had pretty quickly was that I didn't make a legend at the beginning for what all the tabs and what their colors meant, because I really thought I'd be able to keep track of 4 different colors. Apparently I can't. It's chaos in there. I'm probably going to go through and redo some of them. The main problem was that I kept changing what color I was marking backstory and lore with. Which is kind of important, I think. I think I'm going to be referring back to that when I read Edward's point of view in Midnight Sun. I just got to the part where Bella is trying to figure out what exactly Edward is, and right now she's at the point where she is thinking, oh, maybe he's like Bruce Wayne, Batman, or Peter Parker or something. And I just think that's so funny considering Robert Pattinson is now playing Batman and Bruce Wayne. I think that's so funny. What's not shown in this clip is me putting my book down for a second and then texting my friends this and no one caring about it as much as I do. And then after that, I decided to take my reading to the park, because what better place to read Twilight than in the woods next to a creek in the middle of fall? Like, there is no better setting, especially when you're getting to the meadow scene. There are a lot of scenes, it feels like, where Bella is having to work around or cater to Edward's emotions. You really think someone who's been around for over 100 years would have a better grasp of their emotions and being able to handle themselves, but I guess not. I guess there really is no vampire therapist, I guess. But there's quite a few scenes where it's really obvious that in the real world, this would be a pretty toxic relationship. Also, I don't remember Bella being quite this obsessed with Edward. Like, this is a little weird. However, after sitting out here for a while, my back starts to really hurt, so I go for a little bit more of a walk. And then find another spot to read it's a little more comfortable. And luckily this park happens to have a little historic farm that it's kept up and has rocking chairs for people to sit in. And so I read there for a while. And I completely forgot just how much of a quick read this book is. Like, when I read this in high school, I actually read this in like, I think 1 day while I was sick in Costa Rica during a mission trip. And then I read New Moon the next day. And then I bought Eclipse in the airport bookstore on the way home. So though this spot is much more comfortable for reading, it's not comfortable for like annotating or anything because there's no real easy place for me to put any of my supplies. So after I'm done reading, I head on back to go look for a park bench and I set up shop there, get all my supplies out and ready to go. And this is where I really chicken out and I just cannot make myself write in the margins or highlight too much. I'm actually proud of myself for highlighting as much as I did, even though it's not that much. So here I am just going through and highlighting all of the like iconic lines and quotes and anything that made me go, "Aw." So the bright red tabs are supposed to be iconic lines that I wanted to highlight. However, there's a few pages like this one that I honestly cannot figure out why I tabbed this as bright red. Can't figure it out. And it doesn't seem like it matches any other things I was highlighting or tabbing. So really don't know what that was for. That's one of the downsides of the method I was using for this. And then after that, I decided to go check out the little free library. It's actually really full today. And the little golden book catches my eye, and it's the perfect Halloween thing for my little niece. So I grab that and drop off this book here about taking selfies, which I think some kids might enjoy. And that's all for my perk day. Here's another page that I honestly cannot figure out why I tabbed this. Okay, so the gray tabs were supposed to be for scenes where I wanted to know what Edward was thinking, like the little notes to myself. For when I read Midnight Sun next. But that kind of ended up being most of the book. Every other page, I was like, okay, what was Edward thinking? So yeah, gray tab system might have gotten a little out of control. I used up most of the ones I had. One scene in particular I can think of is when after Edward saves Bella from those guys and they take that super intense car ride where he's like, yeah, I can read minds, just not yours. And then Bella's friends call her to ask her how she feels about Edward, all while Bella knows Edward's listening in. Like, the drama. I need to know what's going through his mind, the exact moment. Was he smug? Was he embarrassed? Secretly thrilled? I'm dying to find out when I get to Midnight Sun. So yeah, this scene definitely got a gray tab, and honestly that's starting to apply to most of this book. So that's book 1 of my annotating journey done, finished. I'm already starting to figure out what works for me and what doesn't, even though I'm still a little too nervous to write in the margins that much. Well, any, really. So next up is Midnight Sun, and I'm really excited to see how those gray tabbed "What was Edward thinking?" scenes from the book play out from his perspective. So if you read this book before, please leave your thoughts and your comments down below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next video. Bye!